Well, as the 20th anniversary of the horrific 9/11 terror attacks approach, families of the victims are still mourning the loss of their loved ones and wrestling with the unanswered questions 2 decades later. Terry Strada lost her husband that day, Tom, who left behind 3 children, Justin, who was just 4 days old, Caitlin, who was 4 at the time, and Thomas, who was 7. Well, just a month ago, Terry asked, will Biden reveal Saudi's terror complicity to 9/11 families like mine? She wonders if our government puts our relationship with the Saudis first. Well, just a few days ago, President Biden announced an executive order to declassify documents related to the FBI's investigation into those attacks, a move that our next guest says is a step in the right direction. Well, joining us now is National Chair of 9/11 Families United, Terry Strada. Terry, thank you so much for being here with us, and thank you for what you're doing for all these families.
Well, thank you for having me. It's been a real honor to work with the families.
Well, you know, is there a specific information that you are looking for in this declassified information that hopefully will come out soon? Do you hope that will help some of these families and your family heal?
Yes, absolutely. So we have believed for a very long time that there was a support network put in place in the United States 12 to 18 months prior to the attacks that was put in place by the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia to meet and greet some, if not all, of the 19 radical Islamist jihadists that came, hijacked airplanes, and killed our loved ones.
So, you know, the president said he wants to take this action. The Saudis actually put out a statement today saying that they support this move. Do you have any confidence that you're going to get the information, the transparency that you and these other families want and deserve?
Yes, I am. The first test is coming in the next day or two because the executive order said that they would release to the greatest extent possible the 2016 summary of Operation Encore, which was the FBI's investigation into the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. It was a secret investigation that took nearly 10 years. And all of that has been kept from the public. All of that has been kept from the 9/11 families. And when this summary is declassified, I believe strongly we are going to see a lot more about the connection between the kingdom and the attacks. The support network that was put in place, there were cells within the United States, there was money being transferred, there was financial aid given to these hijackers, and all of that will start to unravel in the documents that will now go through this declassification review process that the president put in his executive order.
Terry, I just want to ask you, because we haven't seen this come out, do you have intel inside that you will have that information in there?
Well, the 2016 is a summary of Operation Encore. It's a 16-page summary. And former FBI agents that were actually the agents that did the investigative work have met with the families and have told us that there's no threat to national security to let this information out, that it is very important for us to see it and learn about it, and it's very important that the American people learn what's in it. And if it's an investigation into the Saudis, well, then I imagine it's going to have a lot more information about Saudi nationals, like I said, possibly how the money was being transferred, how the support network actually operated. We know it was here, but we don't have the details, and I am hoping that those details will be in this report summary.
You know, there's 1,800 families, rather, that who were affected by 9/11 who stated that they don't want to see President Biden at ground zero on this 20th commemoration unless he follows through on this promise of transparency. Since he announced an executive order to release these documents, do you think that any of these families feel differently? Do they need to see it sooner rather than later? Is it going far enough? But where do you, from talking to these families that you work with, where are their feelings right now?
Well, everybody feels the same way pretty much, that if this report, that in his executive order, does not release this summary by September 11th, which is on Saturday, so we have 2 more days, and we are all waiting patiently to see if he follows through with it or if the Department of Justice follows through with this. if that happens, I believe everyone will take a deep breath and say, especially if it's not overly redacted, right? If it's giving us information that we're expecting, everyone will take a deep breath and say, okay, he is going to do what he said he's going to do. If this doesn't happen, I can't imagine what the fallout will be, but everybody will do what they need or feel they need to do on that day.
Well, yeah, Terry, thank you for doing all the work that you do with these families. I know it's so tough to deal with your husband's loss.
Yeah, thank you so much. It has been a long journey.
Yes. Thank you, Terry, and thank you for what you're doing with families. Appreciate your time here this evening.